Selamat datang kembali di GusbaXD channel. Beda hari, mari kita lanjut ke Sherlock Holmes, The Crimes and Punishments. Ini aku rada bosan dan rada susah, tapi lumayan juga. Gimana yang jelasinnya? Affair. Berarti ini pembunuhan lagi nih.
We're going to the foot, not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Masih ada nggak? Masih.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look. The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Sini ya.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter. I can tell... The Brackenstall family coat of arms. A what?
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally composed the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her. and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
In the dining room.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself.
Well,
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had hurt them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Continuous. Wala. Oh. Okay, sure.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship? Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir. As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw three men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. If I'd known...
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed.
His head smashed.
So I know.
Kering dari tangan. Kering. Baik. Tangannya katanya apa tadi? Nama-nama.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article. A trapper's hut. This photograph. So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Enak diambil gitu aja. Maling ini.
Oh, what a horrible thing.
My mistress is very tired. Can't you allow her to her room?
Sir Warthen Brackenstall, Lord Brigham Brackenstall, Lord Ramsay,
The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
Baron Lyndon Bracken.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle. An inseparable pair indeed. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. This glass has some wine traces. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear. Chateau Calon Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru. So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
That must be the murder weapon. The head was cracked with the force of the blow. Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon. It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation. Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me. This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to. These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. These wine bottles. This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen. An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Lagi ya.
A bottle of wine is missing here. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware. A deer hunt. A hunting seed. trappers, a trapper's hut. A hunting scene. This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
The death was instant.
Ya, Inspector Lestrade.
I've searched outside for footprints without any luck.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Please leave my Mary alone.
Mari kita susun. Criminals detected 2 glasses. Identified violent behavior. Nothing good. See. Salah kan. Australia. Oh yeah, 2 glasses. Agree with the swing here. From Australia. Nope, tangkar ground. Carlos with the robbery, death of the rednecks. That's the point. Three people. Oke, sekarang ini dulu. Lagi nih ya.
This house feels rather sinister. I can't say that I like it here.
Antique hunting weapons.
Antique hunting.
I've searched outside for footprints.
Ada sesuatu mungkin di sekitar sini. Nggak bisa dapat apa-apa dari sini. Ini ya.
Oh, what a horrible...
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so much she deserved...
Okay. Inspect the room where Lady Brackenstone is resting. Inspect the crime scene in the dining room. Collect Toby from the Baker Street.
best nose in the British Empire on this case. I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts. A map of London and the...
Toby.
Search, Toby.
Search, Toby. Ya sekarang jadi doggy.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Silverware.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it. The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
So,
This hook might be useful. Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved. Small gardening tools. Nothing of great interest. This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty. There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
there is something.
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware. The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
Powder. Robbery is the motive. Loh, benar, imitasi ecek-eceknya. Dan kok aku ngomong berubah semuanya. Inspect the room where Lady Brackenstall is. Some evidence can be what? Dialog. Jadi ada dialog tambahan gara-gara itu. Mari kita coba ke ini.
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship? We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
As clever as they say.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame. This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Lady Brackenstall.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
Please leave my Mary alone. She's...
Let us try to open this safe. This
Okay,
safe
pause that time.
can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Set to the correct number. Mana ada vibrate? Oh, ini tadi ya. Oh, gitu doang. Oke.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. Antique... It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Oh, what?
Kira-kira bakalan di no. Destroyed.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
The crime scene. Crime scene.
A fur trader's cabin. It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. A fur trader's cabin.
Tarik apa? Salah.
It appears that
oh udah ini tinggal ini yang paling baru itu sport cocktail. Oke. Rendah. Dan asas cruelty. Satu bapak dua anak is confirmed. Keluar itu straight aja lah. Cepat banget ini. Lebih cepat aja.
Well, Inspector, this case proved to be a simple one after all.
You think it's the Randall gang, then?
Yes,
I'll put my men on it straight away.
I'll leave that to you, Inspector. After all, you have handled this matter quite brilliantly.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Holmes. I do appreciate it.
Do appreciate it. Tapi tulisnya pasti dikit. Oh, mana? 16. Ini kadang conclusionnya merah ini kenapa ya? Yang sebelumnya pernah hijau sekali. Anyway, ini untuk episode kali ini. Jangan lupa like, comment, dan subscribe, dan tunggu episode selanjutnya. Ciao.